Welcome to today's episode of Power Bros 4160. Today we're going to be running a 125 kW Kohler, model number 125 REOZJD. We're going to be using the transfer switch today to put the building on load. We're going to start off by doing a pre-check, getting our engine hours and getting everything logged. So today we're going to be amping out the ATS. We're going to be using the flexible amp clamps, and we are going to be using the Fluke 381 to test voltage. And we got three flex amp clamps for each phase. This is a high leg delta system, so we're going to show you guys what it looks like while the generator's producing electricity. First thing we want to do is check the engine hours. This is a generic log sheet that I'm using. I'll have it posted on my website soon. So we're at 101.2 hours. 101.2. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is check the oil level. I'm in arc flash as well because I'm in the arc flash boundary. There's actually an arrow on the donut that says which way current flows, so put that on accordingly. The other thing we do is we phase our leads so we can have the enclosure closed while we test. See what the amperage is on each phase. This is a shutdown building because of COVID, so there's probably going to be minimal load on this building. So we're going to be using a proving unit as our known source of electricity to make sure our meter's working right. It is the Fluke PRV 240 FS model. $240, units working, meters working. This unit has a low coolant sensor, so if we were low on coolant, then obviously it would be an alarm. I use a temperature gun to make sure my block heater is working. Oh, it's working. Also, you want to disconnect the battery chargers before you test your batteries. You could also test your batteries while the unit's running to make sure it's working right. So all I do is I unplug it. The battery system's a DC system, so you want to make sure you change your meter over to DC. And let's go ahead and test the batteries. 13.2 for battery A. 13.1 for battery B. In between them, we have 26.2. So, battery voltage, 26.2. Battery terminals look okay. We're gonna go ahead and plug the battery charger back in and we'll test it again. Okay, charger's plugged back in. 13.3 on the charger. It's a trickle charger. So if it senses the batteries are already charged, it's gonna turn itself off. Battery B, 13.3. We're also gonna be testing between the two batteries. And charger output, 26.7. Come over to our log sheet. Look at the charger output. 26.3. Coolant level's okay. Check the oil level. It's okay. Inspected the belts. They're okay. Check the hoses. They're okay. Gravity. Okay. Battery fluid level, okay. Let's go ahead and check the day tank level. Day tank level 3/4, a little less. Probably need to top it off, but we'll do that in another video. Go ahead and log it. Okay, now we're about ready for our load test. Okay, we're going to transfer over the ATS. We start off by pushing test. Enter generic code 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and we're going to hit start. We got the amp clamp hooked up, A phase, 27.8, so we're going to go ahead and log that. Then we're going to swap over to B phase. We're pulling 13 amps even. So we're now testing the stinger phase, there's no load on it. Like I said, this building's abandoned, so there's no load on the high leg. Pull at 60 hertz. So now that we got all our vitals logged, we're gonna let the engine run for about 15 minutes, get it up to temp, so we can check our oil temp, oil pressure, and water temperature. We're done with our load test, transferred back to normal with pure utility power, and we have it programmed for a 5-minute engine cool down. After that, we'll get to logging our engine hours and make sure this thing's back in auto. Generator's back in auto, make sure your system ready light's on, and she's ready to go for an emergency. So each decimal is worth 6 minutes. So that was a 12-minute run. It is 8:32 now. O&M time 0.2. And that concludes our generator run.